1873.
What kind of Africa do you want to be part of?
What a question. Thank you so much for that question. I'd like to see a well-developed country. Each and every African country must be well-developed. We must be able to do business without depending on Europe or all the other countries that we now depend on. I'd like to see an Africa that is peaceful. You look at it currently, we're struggling with wars, instability, and all sorts of other challenges, economic challenges, for example, which is a big problem.
That was Mr. Anel Ndlovu, the president of Zim SA Forum.
Tanash Ampasari with the Africa I Want on www.the1873fm.com.
What wears green rides on golden wings at loftier heights than the ninth deck of silver-lined clouds, deep in the azure blue of ancient skies. Then returning to its nest, descends gracefully to delicately alight in the din of applause on land where the earliest humans first saw the light of day. An Ethiopian Airlines crew, ever ready, ever proud to serve you. Come, walk with us in the footsteps of the ancestors of humankind.
Здравствуй.
Shalom. Bonjour.
สวัสดีこんにちは
What's up, world?
Good songs.
Day long.
It's number one.
Most awesome thing ever.
This is
One of the coolest stations in the world.
The hardest radio on this side of the hemisphere.
This morning, we are talking about this matter. When it comes to artists, they end up broke for some reason. We see them on our screens, we see them on our stages, we see them everywhere, living this lavish life, and then suddenly we are told so-and-so is bankrupt, so-and-so doesn't have a place to live. What a one, like what's happening?
There's so many things that get artists into those situations. I think the first one is that South African artists want to mimic the lifestyle of their American counterparts. We want to drive those cars, we want to pop those bottles, we want to wear those labels, we want to be seen with those girls, and we can't afford it because we are not paid as much as those artists. America is huge. It's a country of states. We have one state in South Africa. An American can travel just America and make millions.
Come on! Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 1873FM. Hashtag 1873FM.
Well, it's gone 8 minutes after the hour, 8 Central African time, our time and yours on the 1873 FM. And if you just tuned in, well, thank you for making the 1873 FM your channel of choice. It is the Sandton Express morning show, and on your favorite channel of choice, the 1873 FM, your platform for open, frank, and honest conversations in as far as shaping and defining the character and personality of the kind of future you want, the kind of future I want, the kind of future that we all want collectively, and that future is only possible when we have conversations on issues that matter, as we seek to decrease knowledge or reduce ignorance, and more importantly, raise awareness and improve literacy on issues that matter. And this morning, as we continue on the 1873 FM's Sandton Express morning show, banking on Africa's future, as we seek to better understand the role of the diplomatic community and the role that media ought to actually play in as far as projecting the diplomatic community. Joining me in conversation this morning, I happen to be joined by His Excellency Ambassador Mahash Al-Hameli of the United Arab Emirates to South Africa. Your Excellency, a wonderful morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning on the 1873 FM.
Thank you very much, and good morning for the radio 1873, and for you, Mr. Husseini, for inviting me to join you this morning to speak with my community in South Africa, and also to touch some of the diplomat role in South Africa.
Well, Your Excellency, I'm very much excited to have you on the other end so that we can be able to have a conversation with you. And more importantly, just getting to know a phenomenal individual like yourself whose work is doing so, whose work is impacting the people of South Africa. So, Your Excellency, as we get into this morning's conversation, maybe as I pose the first question to you, talk to us. Do you think that the coverage of the activities of the diplomatic community in South Africa receives the attention and focus that it deserves?
First of all, thank you for the questions. And I need to say that I am in Pretoria and I'm enjoying windy weather and also beautiful sun, which blew up as a diplomat to answer these questions. South Africa is the home of the most democratic constitution in the world, which is, as you know, champion freedom of press as a mission of South Africa to mission South Africa. The Embassy of United Arab Emirates also had freedom of press in regard of reaching the media and opening the house to share with them whatever we do, either politically or toward our brother and sister community in South Africa, briefly and fair.
Hello, Your Excellency?
Yes.
I think I seem to have lost you there for a bit, but hopefully you can hear me. So, Your Excellency, I mean, if so, particularly when you look at media platforms, which media platforms and actors can you identify as playing the role that helps build the kind of bridges you want to see between your country and South Africa?
Let me see, not to promote one of the media. I think across the country media and other news or radio station or TV, they are always closer to the diplomat activities. But let us to say that always we share with them fair and truth, and also the media for us, it is a bridge to reach our community. South Africa is big. And also the distance between Pretoria and the rest of the important city like Durban and Cape Town as the home of the parliament and another government institution it's also important. That means yes, we are being enjoying media as a diplomat, and we are engaging with them in every activities.
Very interesting. So, I mean, do you agree that some of the positive stories, like your country's support to South Africa, really receive the attention that can help inspire, ignite, and provoke others to follow suit?
I think relation between UAE and the United Arab Emirates, South Africa and United Arab Emirates is far than we said we support. This is our duty to stand beside our brother and sister and the community of South Africa, politically and also social, and all activity, and especially when it comes to the youth and women empowerment. And yes, we do a lot. We have been too active this year. From the beginning of the opening the school, we joined DIRCO in many activities, social development department, home affairs, police ministry department, and we cross with them a number of number of events empowering the youth and our sisters. And just when we join with DIRCO, one of the events for welcome back to school, United Arab Emirates has been participate with the deputy minister of deputy minister of DIRCO for bringing support to the student who grade A and plus, and we make a donation for 250 tablets. And also we have initiative this year, starting from this month, $2 million US to support 40 school and 5 university, and that will support almost 10,000 student and young student in the high school and secondary school.
So maybe looking at some of the gaps, what gaps do you think may need to be bridged in South Africa?
I think the guy. Let me see. When we do things, we don't do it for marketing, but we need the media to be a partner with us and outreach the area that they need help from. Not only United Arab Emirates Embassy, but for all the community diplomat in Pretoria. We are here to help South Africa in 3 sectors, and the social, and also to strengthen our relations, and also to help our industrials, which is we consider it as part of our duty to lift off South African industry, and that is important for media to be closer and closer. And the gaps, I don't think we speak about gaps, but we are speaking here to outreach the need of our support.
And probably looking at the state of affairs when it comes to the relationship between your country and South Africa, are you happy with the state of the relationship?
We are so happy, and I can tell you, under command and the administration of President Ramaphosa, we are in very, very high strategic coordination in every sector. We support South Africa and the international organization, and they support UAE, and I'm sure this is also crossing the support they give to a diplomat in Pretoria. I can tell you, I am feeling that. I mean, I am in United Arab Emirates. I don't have any door closed for me when I approach any one of these administrative, either in political level or in the other sector of the government.
Well, I'm pretty excited that you are happy with the state of the relationship, and whilst you are in South Africa, you actually feel like you are in the United Arab Emirates. And Your Excellency, I must also say congratulations.
By the way,
particularly from the people of the United Arab Emirates to the people of South Africa. So as we get ahead with the conversation, Your Excellency, what lessons can you share with our listeners about your country's development experiences?
We share a lot, but let me tell you that our bridge is strong when it comes to the community of South Africa. We are hosting in UAE 150,000 South Africans. They are not, just here they are as a working, but they are playing a lot of roles in our country development. And they are doctors, and they are engineers, and very sensitive support when it comes to technology of peace, nuclear technology, and also we are talking about aviation, education. All sector of my country need of that kind of quality and the professionality of support if we get from South African community in South Africa, in UAE, which is, I tell you, 150,000. It is not small number. That means our relation stand in very strong bridge. When it comes to stories, I think my country is many stories. Part of them we are just 49 years nation old, and we are starting in 1971 with a federation, which is the only federation working in Arab side of Middle East. That is our pride. Second pride, we are proud of our people. We are, we are working around the clock. Our citizen really a champion for the leaders, and the leaders, they are taking us to the space. Today, the only country they have spacemen programs, and also with just last September, we celebrate the first ever UAE spaceman to the international station. Of course, this is continue what is our brother other side do, like Saudi Arabia. And we are proud that we are not just talking today about the development of the country in terms of infrastructure, but how to bring our nation as a champion for all a new way we educate the people from looking today, to UAE. We have online education. That means when our students then come to the school, they are not coming to listen to the teacher. They are coming to question the teachers and to increase his knowledge about some of formula of work. That means, yes, we are proud of our nation and our leadership, trust and fair, and also we are in our young men and women. And today I tell you, UAE and they have women, female and male, is force majeure. It is really we are standing in very good new generation coming, which is going to lead our country to the future. And today also next October we're going to celebrate opening the Expo 2020, which is the first ever in Middle East and America, in South and Africa, and that is also our proud that we start 2020 with opening Expo 2020, which is bringing 35 million in 6 months, and also the theme of this exhibition, it is linking of the people around the world, the global.
And when you look at the United Arab Emirates, how many Emirates comprise the UAE, and how many nationalities are represented in the UAE?
Okay, we are home of the tolerance. You know, we are not United Arab Emirates when it comes to the people to live with us. We are home of the tolerance and happiness. And we have 200 nationalities in UAE. Which is today, we don't need to speak a number because we like to welcome our guests for 2020 and also, Expo 2020. And we are hosting our brother and sister and expert, which is taking part in our country development. Yes, we have 200 nationalities living with us, man to man, brother to brother, woman to woman, and we go to the work. We don't look to the color or religion or, we are doing the work as really has been programmed by the department and other duties of our factories and so on. So that means we are taking the country with our brother who living with us as really one of our first task in our everything we do in United Arab Emirates. And I can tell you, the 150 South African living in UAE, they are so happy and they are doing their job like they are in South Africa.
Interesting. So, Your Excellency, earlier on you mentioned that you've just mentioned that there are 200 nationalities in the United Arab Emirates, and you also raised the issue of the Expo 2020 that will be taking place. What can we do together to promote Expo 2020?
We're doing things, and South Africa is one of the countries who move forward and join to participate in Expo 2020. Yes, we need to show that United Arab Emirates, part of the Gulf and the part of Middle East, as a political names, Middle East and also African continent, to come together and participate heavily in Expo 2020. And Expo 2020 can be a champion in the future for next 2020 other in the continent in one of the country, and we're going to support it. That means we are not choosing a partner in South Africa. We look to the continent when it comes to the collectively. It is a continent that's supporting South Africa Development Initiative 2063. That means for us to see South Africa participating in 2020 very heavily, it is our interest, and also we look to them that United Arab Emirates and coming Expo competition will be stand beside Africa. That means really we need support of our brothers to come. They are already there, but we need to bring with them the culture, the legacy of Mandela, and the legacy of the other leader in Africa, like Ero Tambo, to be really shown in the Expo 2020 and take the continent of Africa further ahead when they are today. And they are developing under excellent leadership. When we look, to Rwanda, we look to South Africa, in Nigeria, and our brother also the rest of the Middle East, Tunisia, Algeria, and we hope for the rest of the crisis in Africa to be let down the gun and look for education and look to power the women and also the youth.
Your Excellency, your example of building inclusive communities is really inspiring, and I find it very exemplary. So I must say, I salute you for that role that you are playing. So now I just want to turn back on one particular issue that I found to be to be very interesting, in as far as the support that the United Arab Emirates is giving to the people of South Africa, particularly when it comes to education. And you earlier on mentioned that in collaboration with the Deputy Minister of DECO, there was support to students who happen to be going back to school. So congratulations for the support to the schools in Johannesburg. So maybe if you could briefly tell our listeners how this request came to your attention and the turnaround time it took to respond positively to this request.
You know, in DERCO they have systems, which is and this is in any Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I am from the sector of Middle East and Gulf, and when they looked to me, but I was so surprised and I was so grateful, and I was so happy that I received from Deputy Minister inviting me as he's taking care of European side. But I was so happy to join my brother, other diplomat in European side, and it take us 72 hours to react. To bring 250 tablets in less than 24 hours from the market is not easy, and to put in them, the logo of UE and to print it and so on. And also, beside that, we give this support, and also we give support to the number one in that ceremony, which was a lady from Limpopo, and we donated for her 100,000 rand to support her education in the university. And also we give the second one after her also 50,000 rand, and we're going to continue this to empower our student to be in the school, and to be also leaving late the school after they do homework, and we look forward for that. Also we support another school in the Soweto, which is we donate 700,000 rand to refurbish the school, and to provide for them for all the student uniform, for 2 uniforms for whole years, and also we provide them with the bag, and also we buy them with stationery. And this will not stop. Yes, today I am in Cape Town. I visit also Iqra Academy, which is also we're going to turn it state-of-art technology when it comes, and the student will never see the teacher in front of them teach them by whiteboard, but they will be turned over to be a smart board, and also it will be a smart tablet. And I hope within 3 months we're going to invite you to open with us the school with the new face and the new way we are empowering the student to be independent themselves.
So our members of the 1873 network have nominated the diplomatic informer as a point of light in recognition of Ms. Susan Novella's role in bridging a genuine need with funds. Do you agree that, Your Excellency, we need more points of light to encourage the media to play constructive roles in connecting embassies to the needs?
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you that informal diplomat has been very good, active. I can see this in every event in the embassies regarding to celebrate their national day or to do some work. And yes, we can take Susan as example when it comes to encouraging the diplomat, and again get from them what they can, and publish it and put it for the other people to come forward. I can agree with you that yes, we have been taking care of media, but we need more, and especially to link us with the communities, and also to go further ahead in our eyes and bring us what between the horizon can be done.
So what lessons would you like to share with our listeners this morning that you think are also fundamental in securing the future that speaks to Mandela's spirit as we celebrate 30 years of his release from prison this year?
difficult to make somebody like Mandela, and difficult to make somebody for our Rahmatullah alayhi Sheikh Zayed, who is the founder of United Arab Emirates. This leadership leave when they are behind the citizen, and the difficulty and the happiness. We need just to go back and get and read the history of these two people, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Nahyan, the first United Arab Emirates president, and he's the founder of the Federation of UAE, which is, I tell you, is the workable federation Arab side. And we need to go back and read them, read their stories, and read what has been living to, and read how they eat and how they join the people when they sleep. These people, they think these people live with a lot of castles and a lot of houses, which is not sometimes take half of the size of the country. But no, these people live in normal people, live with the people, live with the pain of the people. And we need to go back and read and start to make their legacy part of the constitutions. And I wish that both leadership in United Arab Emirates and in South Africa to put the legacy of these two part of the theme of the country.
Well, that's very interesting and very profound what you've just mentioned, Your Excellency. So when you look at our radio station is part of an ecosystem that we established to address a pervasive illiteracy on issues that matter. And we look forward to working with you to increase the space of shared stories. By sharing real life stories, we believe that we can accelerate the building of a future that is inclusive. And I would like to take this opportunity to wish and thank you for agreeing to share one of your good stories with our listeners on the 1873 FM. So that being said, can we count on you and your colleagues to invest in a structured storytelling on our diplomatic quota on the 1873 FM?
After the live show, I will be join me, and I'm sure that we can turn the radio to be a TV.
Fantastic. Well, on that note, Your Excellency, it's unfortunate we have run out of time, but it has been a pleasure speaking to you, and more importantly, you just being able to tell the story of what of the support that the people of the United Arab Emirates are giving to the people of South Africa. And may you continue the great work that you're doing in impacting communities and being a problem solver. And I take this opportunity to also salute you for that great work, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, and I am really joining this morning your talk with you and with my listener, which is the community of United of South Africa, and we look forward to engage with all media in South Africa to empower our voice to reach everywhere in South Africa. That United Arab Emirates is standing beside South Africa in good time and in difficulty time, and we're empowering our nations to be the good example of relation in the world.
On that note, you have yourself a lovely day further, and I definitely look forward to engaging you more.
Thank you.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Well, on that note, this brings us to the end of this particular segment. A very interesting conversation with His Excellency Ambassador Mahash Al-Hameli, who happens to be the ambassador of the United Arab Emirates to South Africa. So to the listeners, to the viewers, stay tuned for more on your favorite channel of choice, the 1873 FM. Your voice, your power, your voice on issues that matter, your power to inspire new thinking, new outcomes, and new possibilities. We go on a short break.
1873.
What kind of Africa do you want to be part of?
What a question. Thank you so much for that question. I'd like to see a well-developed country. Each and every African country must be well-developed. We must be able to do business without depending on Europe